Alright guys, how's it going? I've just got back from Barbers, I've had my Yogi Bear done. Yeah, I feel a lot fresher now. Doesn't it feel good when you've had a trim? I'm looking forward to that stream tonight. But at the moment, we're only on the orange juice, alright? Can't stay long because Smooth's waiting for me. So, you know earlier when I mentioned that guy that ran his mouth and was being a bit of a dib, it turns out he wasn't a randomer. He registered to go in the chat room using a fake name. And he actually turns out to be one of my haters from nearly almost 20 years ago. Can you believe that? Almost 20 years ago. Can you believe that? And he jumped in on the chat again after I made that video earlier saying, you know, what the fuck are you on about? And he was like, do you remember me? Ban me if you want. I've got 5,000 accounts. Ooh, 5,000 accounts. Fuck's sake, really? Oh my days. And he's going round, right, sending people links and that. Because like years ago, some of you won't know this, some of you will, from back in the day. It's like nearly 20 years ago, we kicked a bunch of people off the members website that were they'd formed their own clique, if you like, and they were becoming a bit disrespectful, you know, and they were using certain language and words and things, and I was like, this video's on here about this going back years, and you know, I was like, come on, you need to wind it in a bit, guys, it's not insulting me. And they just like, I had to get rid of one of them. And then one of them was like, well, if you get rid of him, I'm going. And then it escalated. And then they set up a Liverpool site to rival me and take me down. And then they set this blog up as well about me and my family and posted all these lies and things like, and spun things that I put online. Do you know what I mean? Like, did all that. And that was 20 years ago. Do you believe that? What did I say to you? In that video earlier today, I said the surface when I'm doing something right or when I'm doing, you know, when I'm doing well. Do you know what I mean? And so they obviously watch my videos and stuff like that. And 20 years though. I mean, what sort of a void is that in your life, really? 20 fucking years. And you see, the way I look at it is like this. When you get hated on, I don't know how you would react to stuff like that, but me, it inspires me. Like, it motivates me. Because I remember at the time when they started, I was a bit complacent, you know, and just plodding along and stuff like that. Then they started hating on me. And I lived in a semi-detached house on a cul-de-sac on it was a former council house that I bought just outside Newcastle. And I really liked that house. I loved it there. But fast forward, right, they motivated me. And I got right stuck into my work and all that. And look, I live on the Mediterranean in an 8-bedroom villa with a swimming pool. So if he wants to like carry on doing that, then fine, maybe it's time to motivate me again and I'll be moving soon. Do you know what I mean? Go somewhere else, somewhere bigger, something like that. Not that I really want that, to be honest. But if he's, you know, if this individual is going to go around like saying all these awful things about, I'm going to be out there at the end of today, guys, crying into my fucking swimming pool. I am. Terrible. I don't know. I don't understand people. I mean, I always thought when you got a new hater come along, it was just like maybe a young breed, you know, like a young kid or a young, you know, like new blood, if you like. 20 years? Imagine having a problem with someone for 20 years. It's incredible, it's mind-blowing. But I tell you this, honestly, it won't make any fucking difference because you started 20 years ago and you did everything in your powers, you guys. You involved my kids. All right, and the police got involved in everything at the time, if you remember. And I'm still here. Do you know what I mean? And providing, you know, God's kind to me and I get given another 20 years, I'll still be here then because I love what I do. And I love my community. And my people, they don't give a fuck what you say about me, right? I don't need to tell them I'm a good guy. And they don't need you to tell them I'm a bad guy. They make their own fucking minds up. I ain't got a problem with that. That's perfectly fine. And like someone said in the chat earlier, in response to you going around spamming everyone, they said, we couldn't give a fuck if Dunk burnt a fucking orphanage down, we've got his back. And that's all that matters to me. And maybe that's what grates you. But you do what you got to do, all right? Now listen, guys. I got a question here from Mark Bingley. Mark's a good lad. See the total difference in people. Mark, great lad, right? Really nice, Liverpool fan. Always comes on and leaves nice comments for me and stuff like that. He's obviously got a nice life, you know. He ain't got a void somewhere where he has to be bitter or anything like that. And he's asking about the investment. And he says, what's the latest on the investment? Have we all given up on that, right? And it all came out in November because I was in Newcastle at the time, if you remember, with that chick. Right. And I was in Newcastle. I went to see the Sugar Babes. I did, honestly, I really fucking did. And I said, I've got 2 tickets for Sugar Babies, do you want to go? And she went, what? I said, well, if you don't want to go, I'll take someone else. Take one of the lads. She went, I'll go. And we were walking past St James's Park, and then the news came out, officially about Liverpool being up for sale and all that. So I was like, I've got to go make this video. And she was like, what? And I was like, you're leaving me? I said, I've got to make a video. It's fucking important. And the video's on here. And we're all buzzing, weren't we? Like, so whether it be sold or not. And then we had this mass hysteria. January. We're going to know by the end of February what's happening. Do you remember? And all that Qatari stuff, that lad on Twitter called Qatari. What's happening to him now? Is he still spouting? And I guess the clique, if you like, the journals, they've like kind of, well, I think they've kind of like pissed on our parade, haven't they? And said that nobody is interested in buying Liverpool Football Club. Do you guys believe that? There's not one person or one organisation or one group in the world that would not be interested in buying Liverpool Football Club. I find that very hard to believe. I believe, my opinion, and I've said this in a few videos, and I haven't changed it at the moment, is that I think that they've got a couple, more than one, what's the term? Minor investors, minor investment deals that they could put over the line if they wanted to. But I think that they've stalled on it all to see what happens with their friends at Manchester United. I really do, because I think that can affect the figure, the valuation and things like that. Now, you might say, well, Chelsea was sold recently. We've said this a million times, haven't we? But Chelsea was sold like really quickly, for those reasons, because of the war, Ukraine, Russia war and all that, and he had to get rid of it, didn't he? So I'm not sure you can get a true valuation from that. But the thing that worries me, that makes me think, wow, this really might not happen now, is that a few weeks ago there was an article in the Mail about the Premier League launching its own streaming service, which is I just imagine that putting like pound signs or dollar signs in their face. It wouldn't be the next round of TV deals; it would be the one after. We've read those articles before; we know about that. But this one was a quite in-depth article about how it was going, and it sounded like it was going to be not the next TV deal, but the one after, and that would cut the broadcasters out. And the Premier League would make a lot of money, which would be distributed, and the clubs would benefit more. And I can't but help think that they've thought about that since all that's come out. Now, we know that they're pally with the Glazers. I'm not saying that they share, business secrets with each other, but I'm sure that they have conversations and sit-downs and discuss ideas and things like that. So that's why, the entire time, to be honest with you, since the club went up for sale, the worst thing that could happen in the world was when Manchester United went up for sale. So, to be honest with you, Mark, and everybody else, I think that all I've been doing is watching what's happening with Manchester United. And would I be surprised if something came out of the blue regarding it? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's just too quiet at the moment. And I think that you get noise. When we had all that noise before from Qatar and all that, I think that's because it wasn't going in the favour of Qatar. Because I think people make noise when things are not going right. Like in negotiations or whatever. Or to try and get a message out maybe to us, the Liverpool fans, that they were wanting our club or whatever. And it's extremely quiet now. So you could look at that and say, oh, that means it's good news. I'm not so sure about that. But I haven't ruled it out at the moment. I guess that's another reason that I'm looking forward to the summer, because I think, well, if we get to the summer, maybe that'll be something else that's ironed out. Because I do think it affects things greatly. Minor investment for me isn't something that interests me in the slightest. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's be honest, if they didn't sell the club, would you be surprised if they just went, well, leave it as it is? I guess it depends what they do in the transfer window this summer. If they can get through the transfer window without having to give up any of their shares and that, like any, sell a bit of FSG or whatever. The honest answer to your question is I have no idea what is happening. And the people that I trust are not saying anything. So I think if there was anything to say, they would say it, to be honest with you. And we're not even getting, shitty ITK accounts making claims or anything. I think I did a video on here within the last couple of weeks about, was it GIC, the organisation from Singapore? I think there might be something in that. I've got Smooth messaging me. I need to go, guys. Sorry for delay. Like the I can't remember what they were called. I I can't remember. It's on here anyway. I think I think that one was. I would listen out for speculation concerning them. I'm sure it was GIC Singapore. You know what I'm like with my memory. It's like a fucking sim. Spectral put me right in the comments. Spectre always mentions them. And look out for Rich T71 in the comments. He's got a good grasp on this kind of stuff. He usually comments on these videos about Takeover. He's very well connected. I dare say he's a Cop Talk member. He's very well connected. I respect him a lot and consider him a friend. So yeah, in answer to your question, I think the fans have given up. I think that was kind of your question. Have we given up on it now? I think the fans have kind of accepted it. I personally have accepted it and just think, well, now it's going to happen. Let's focus on the transfers. But I still wouldn't be surprised if something just came out of the blue, because FSG are very clever. I think they're very clever. For whatever we think of them, I do think they are exceptionally clever people. And they're really good at controlling the media and getting things out there. I would like to think, and this isn't based on anybody saying anything to me, I would like to think, oh yeah, something will suddenly come out, over the coming months. That's what I would like to think, and I could see it happening, but I genuinely do not know. And to err with caution, I would say it's better just to try and, if you're the sort of person that thinks I'd rather they were gone, you're probably better off just accepting that they're going to stay, because then anything else is good news. If you look at it the other way around and try and be positive and it doesn't happen, you're going to be disappointed. And what I do when it comes to things like this, and also things in real life, is I'll go with the, I accept that. And then anything else you can go, ooh, nice one. So I haven't given up. I'll be honest with you, I haven't given up. But I'm kind of accepting that might be the outcome, that they stay or whatever. All right, so I hope that answers your question, my friend. Yeah, thanks to those of you that do support me. I really do appreciate it. And thanks to Jen. I think Jen hit the thanks button earlier. It doesn't tell me on my phone, Jen. I saw a comment from you that said thanks. When I go to my web browser, which will be in a couple of hours, I will check that. But I do appreciate all the support you guys give me. These people tried to make my life very difficult many years ago, with a lot of lies and a lot of spin. And quite frankly, I don't feel I need to justify myself to anybody, to be honest with you. I know I'm a good person. I'm very outspoken, in the sense that when I say outspoken, I mean I'm very out there. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I try to be very transparent. I don't have any secrets from you guys. I don't know. My members that have been with me all those years, right back from when that drama started, Rich T's one of them. There you go, for a start. They did this before, they did this back then, went round, messaging people, and they did me a favour, to be honest with you. They did me a favour, they made me motivated, and if they're going to go down that route again and target me and whatnot, all I can say to you guys is, if they do that to you, you have two options. I would just block and disengage. You don't need to stick up for me. Loads of you messaged me today saying I've told you to go fuck up. That's amazing, right? You don't even need to tell me. I know you're looking out for me, but they're not worth it, guys. They're not worth it. I must be doing something right. They've seen something recently that's upset them, right? So maybe they've been on a stream and seen someone buy me a drink, or maybe they've seen someone in the comments, like Jen, for example, do similar, or something like that. Maybe they've realised that 20 years on, that we've now grown into an even bigger and better community than back then. Maybe something's missing in their life, and they're jealous or something. I don't know, because I ain't done anything to hurt anybody. So let them do what they're gonna do. I can assure you that I'll still be staying here. And if they ramp it up, I'll ramp it up by doing even more videos. All right? And we'll do more and more and more, because the more I do, the more people will support me. So it's a vicious circle for them, really. It's sad. I wish they didn't do it. And I've obviously upset them a long time ago. if I have, I was going to say I'm sorry. I don't really want to like apologise if I've ever upset you, but I'm the bigger person. So if I've run my mouth 20 years ago when I was 28, I apologise. But I'm not going to kiss your ass. So if you want to go around doing what you're going to do, you do what you're going to do. I've just been for a lovely drive down to the resort, had my hair cut. And it's a lovely day. I live in a lovely house. I've got a lovely little rescue dog down here. Seeing my son next week. I've got great people on here. We'll have a great stream tonight. I know you'll be watching. You're not going to affect my life. Trust me. All right, guys. Thanks. I'll speak to you in a bit. All right.